thankfully, we have enough time to do a deeper experience of meditation today. So I'm going to share with you a little bit of what is called in Indian systems of meditation, it's called Atma Vichar. So Atma Vichar means soul inquiry, soul inquiry. And the principle is quite simple. Your soul is a field of awareness which knows everything. It's called pure knowing, okay, or pure consciousness. And it knows everything. So the key in Atma Vichar is to ask a question and not look for an answer, but allow the answer to come to you. And the answer could be a sensation in the body, or a feeling, or a thought, or an image. So once again, soul inquiry is called Atma Vichar, soul inquiry. There is only the question and no searching for the answer. The answer reveals itself to you in the form of a sensation, an image, a feeling, or a thought. If you want to have an acronym for this, SIFT, S-I-F-T. Ultimately, all experience is just that. Sensations, images, feelings, thoughts. By sensations also I mean sense perceptions. Okay? So that's called Atma Vichar. And the goal is ultimately to experience the source of all experience, which is awareness or consciousness, or you can say yourself. So that's called Atma Darshan. So Atma Vichar leads to the darshan, the soul shows up. So that's one thing we'll do. The other thing we'll do is something called, these days it's modified as mindfulness, but the original description of mindfulness is called insight meditation. Insight means inner sight, inner vision. So that's called vipassana in Sanskrit, which is, mindfulness is a derivative of that. And then finally we'll see if we can experience transcendence with all this. Okay, so please close your eyes. And there'll be periods where I'll be guiding you, and there are periods where I'll be silent. And there should be no effort involved in this meditation. No effort. Okay, so let's close our eyes and bring our awareness to the breath. When you bring in awareness to your breath, which is the original Vipassana meditation, as taught by the Buddha, there are a few insights that come just from observing the breath. Number one, we don't breathe, we are being breathed. Number two, we share the same breath. You cannot own it. Number three, breath is connected to our emotions and thoughts and perceptions. So in the same way that we share the same breath, we share the same emotions, the same thoughts, the same mind. But of course, breath has molecules, so we share the same molecules. Just by observing the breath, the Buddha came to what are called the three dharma seals. The first dharma seal, the separate self does not exist. The separate self does not exist. Number two, the breath is a sensation that arises. Feel the arising every breath. Then we feel the sensation, and then it disappears only to arise again. This is the nature of all sensation. All sensation arises, is experienced, and subsides. So the second dharma seal is the law of impermanence. Anything that is of the nature of arising also subsides. In other words, the relative is impermanent. And the third dharma seal, nirvana, is the absolute. The absolute is the awareness in which all arising occurs and all subsiding occurs. The relative is the experience of the absolute, which is awareness. Awareness never changes, only experience arises and subsides. So that is the absolute, where there is no subject and no object, only awareness. So now just observe your breath and cultivate that insight as you experience the arising of the breath, the knowing of the breath, and the subsiding of the breath. Those three principles. The separate self does not exist. Everything in the relative world of space-time and causality is impermanent. The absolute is not in time. And now bring your awareness to your heart, and we will start with Atma Vichar, or soul inquiry. So with your awareness in your heart, mentally ask yourself the first question. Who am I? Better, what am I? What am I? As I mentioned earlier, do not look for an answer. Allow any sensation, any image, any feeling, any thought to spontaneously arise. And when it arises, notice it and let it go. What am I? Now go a little deeper into this inquiry by asking the question, what is it that wants to know the answer? What is it that wants to know the answer to the question, what is I? Allowing any sensation, any image, any feeling, any thought to arise and subside. So you don't hold on to it, let it come, observe it, and then let it subside. Notice it and let it go. What is it that wants to know? What am I? Now, same question, but go a little deeper. Am I the changing body? Am I the changing body? Or am I the awareness in which the experience of a changing body arises and subsides? Am I the changing body, or am I the consciousness, awareness, in which the changing body is an experience that arises and subsides? Same question, a little further elaboration. Am I the changing mind, or am I the awareness in which the changing mind is an experience that arises and subsides, just like the breath? And now stay just with that question, what am I? Am I the body? Am I the mind? Or am I the awareness of the changing body and the changing mind? Just stay with that. You don't have to ask the full question. Just what am I? Let's go to the second inquiry. What do I want? What is my deepest desire? Allowing any sensation, any image, any feeling, any thought to arise and subside. And when it does, notice it, let it go. What am I? Second question, what do I want? What is my deepest desire? Allowing any sensation, any image, any feeling, any thought. Third reflection. What is my purpose? Why do I do what I do? What is my purpose? Allowing any sensation, any feeling, any image, any thought to arise and subside. Fourth and final question or reflection. What am I grateful for? Notwithstanding personal and global challenges, what am I grateful for? Gratitude is the door to the soul. Gratitude opens the door to generosity of spirit, abundance. What am I grateful for? Allowing any sensation, any image, any feeling, any thought to come and go. And now, bring your attention, bring your awareness to the experience we call sound. Including the sound of my voice, but any other sound. Could be the sound of your breathing, the air conditioner, whatever sound is happening. Notice that sound arises and subsides. Notice that sound is intermittent. Notice it is of the same nature as breath. It arises, it's a sensation, and then it subsides. Now ask yourself, where is this experience happening? Sound. Go a little deeper. Ask yourself, is there a boundary between me and the experience I call sound? And gently remind yourself, I'm the awareness in which sound arises and subsides, just like the breath. You cannot hold on to your breath, you cannot hold on to this sensation called sound, because it is of the nature of arising and subsiding. I am the awareness in which sound arises and subsides. Now let's turn our attention to bodily sensations. So be aware of sensations in your abdomen as they come from the inside out. Notice they are intermittent. They arise and they subside. Ask yourself, is there a boundary between me and these sensations? Move your awareness to your lungs. Experience the sensation of the lungs expanding and contracting. Move your awareness to your heartbeat and see if you can experience your heartbeat, either as a sensation or a throbbing or a pulse, even vaguely. Now move your awareness to your open fingertips and feel your heartbeat in your fingertips. A pulsing. If you want, move your awareness to your entire body and feel it pulsing with sensation. And gently remind yourself, I am the awareness in which bodily sensations arise and subside. All the while feeling your body. Now let's go to more subtle sensations. So, in your imagination, generate the image of your own body. In the same mental space, generate the image of a rainbow. Generate the image of the moon and a starlit sky. Generate the image of snow-clad mountains and waterfalls and lush green valleys. Notice these images are mental sensations that arise and subside, just like the breath. Ask yourself, is there a boundary between me and the images that arise and subside in me? And gently remind yourself, I am the awareness in which images arise and subside. And of course, we can't hold on to them because they are of the nature of arising and subsiding. Now, let's generate some tactile sensations. So, in your awareness, generate the sensation of touching the rough bark of a tree. Generate the sensation of walking barefoot on hot sand. Generate the mental sensation of touching the skin of a newborn baby. Generate the sensation of a kiss on the lips. Soft kiss. Ask yourself, is there a boundary between me and these mental sensations? First we had physical sensations, now we have mental sensations. Gently remind yourself, I am the awareness in which mental sensations arise and subside. Generate mental sounds. Listen to your mother talking to you. Listen to your favorite song. Listen to any conversation you've had. Gently remind yourself, I am the awareness in which mental sounds arise and subside. In the same awareness, now generate the taste of chocolate ice cream. Chinese food. In that same awareness now, see yourself cutting a lemon squeezing the juice and tasting it. Notice that the mental sensation actually makes your mouth salivate as you lick the lemon. So lick the lemon as a mental sensation and experience the saliva as a physical sensation. Is there a boundary between you, the mental, and the physical sensations? In the same awareness now, generate the smell of an Italian kitchen. Or the locker room in your gym. Or the fragrance of the earth after a rainfall. Is there a boundary between these mental sensations and what I call I? Let's go deeper and generate emotions. So think of someone you love. Bring the presence of that someone or something in your heart and generate the experience we call love, just by thinking of an entity that you love. Could be your pet, could be your significant other, anyone. Now experience that. Experience the emotion we call love. You could do something else. You could generate the experience of fear by thinking of something that you fear, or anger. There are fluctuations, mental sensations in awareness. So gently remind yourself, I am the awareness in which emotions arise and subside. And now mentally ask yourself, I wonder what my next thought is going to be. And wait for it. When you wait for a thought, it takes time to arise. So wait for your next thought. And then see it arising as a mental sensation and subsiding. I am the awareness in which thoughts arise and subside. I'm not those thoughts. I'm the awareness in which they arise and subside. Now let's expand the awareness outside the boundaries of our skin. So let your awareness engulf this room and the presence of everyone in this room. Expand the boundaries of this awareness to include this hotel. And keep expanding the boundaries of your awareness to include Barcelona and Spain. The entire planet spinning at dizzying speeds and hurtling through space at thousands of miles an hour. Just have that thought and experience that sensation. Expand your awareness to include the solar system with all the planets. Expand it to include the Milky Way galaxy with 100 billion stars. Keep expanding your awareness with what you know. 2 trillion galaxies, 700 sextillion stars, uncountable trillions of planets. Let your awareness engulf just the thought of that. And know that the entire universe arises and subsides as sensations, images, feelings, and thoughts. There is no boundary between you and the universe. I am the awareness in which the whole universe, as I know it, arises and subsides as my own sensations, images, feelings, and thoughts. There is no universe without me. There is no body without me. There is no mind without me. They are all fluctuations of me as sensations, images, feelings, and thoughts. No boundary. Ask yourself, does my awareness have a boundary? And the next phase of our meditation, just start by repeating your name. I am Deepak, I am Massimo, I am Jill. And then gently remind yourself, that's not me, that's my name. So discard your name, and instead of saying, I am this or that, just say, I am. And now mentally replace I am with a mantra. A mantra is a vibration. So the mantra for existence is aham. Aham. Vibration. I exist. I am awareness. I am existence. I am awareness. I am the knowing of existence. But now let those concepts go. Just repeat the mantra, aham. And if your mind is distracted by sensations, images, feelings, or thoughts, gently favor the mantra, not forcefully. And the mantra is aham. I exist. I am awareness. But now don't think about that. Just repeat the mantra. And don't mind the time because this is the real part of the meditation now. The real part of the meditation is now. This was all preparing for it. So keep repeating the mantra and let thoughts and sensations and images also come and go, just like the mantra. And don't mind the time, I'll guide you after we finish this. Now release the mantra. What's left? Awareness. Awareness is soundless, but fluctuates as sound. Formless, fluctuates as form. Tasteless, fluctuates as flavor. Odorless, boundless, fluctuates as boundaries. Timeless, fluctuates as time. Spaceless, fluctuates as space. Spaceless, timeless, formless, infinite, boundless, unimaginable, fluctuates as imagination. Cannot be accessed by thought, fluctuates as thought. Incomprehensible, fluctuates as comprehension. It is who we are. So now rest in the awareness of awareness. Rest in the consciousness of consciousness. Be aware of being aware. It's your presence. Presence is awareness. So be aware of the presence of your presence. And just commit to carrying this presence wherever you go. In every experience, bring awareness, bring presence. So it is never overshadowed by the fluctuations of its own knowing. Pure knowing, pure awareness, pure consciousness. Never tarnished by any experience, not subject to birth or death. Okay, now you can relax into your body, and when you feel comfortable, please open your eyes. Okay, so that's a little glimpse of insight, inquiry, and transcendence. Experiencing the irreducible, fundamental ground of being. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.